The Oregon Ducks, led by coach Joe Kerwin, prepare to take on the three-time national champion Michigan Wolverines on a stormy night in North Hollywood. Michigan arrives late, and a delay of game penalty gives the Ducks the first possession of the game. With 11 minutes remaining in the first quarter, Michigan scores first on a failed clear by the Ducks. Oregon's goalie Nick Johnson makes an early save, and freshman Evan Merritt shows his speed as he clears against the Michigan ride. Seven minutes into the game, Matt Johnson loses his defender with an outside roll dodge and ties the game at 1-1. The Ducks' defense holds Michigan at bay until Trevor Yaley scores at close range, putting Michigan up 2-1 for the remainder of the first quarter. As the second quarter gets underway, the Oregon ride forces Michigan to turn over the ball, and the offense comes to life. Silverstein hits Eric Linus in the crease, and he ties the game at 2-2. Jeff Garrett wins the faceoff cleanly, and Michigan is called for slashing. On the ensuing man-up, Kevin Johnson scores the first of his 2 goals, and Oregon takes their first lead at 3-2. The Ducks are on a roll, and Max Schlesinger gets the first of his 3 goals for the game, and the Ducks lead 4-2. With Michigan's goalie out of the cage, Eckenrode scores Oregon's 5th straight goal and stretches the Oregon lead to 6-2. Michigan's Chad Carroll scores the first of his 3 goals to cut the Duck lead to 6-3. After a Nick Johnson save, the Ducks break Michigan's 10-man ride and just barely miss a second open net goal. As the second quarter winds down, Max Schlesinger puts one through the goalie's 5-hole, and Oregon goes up to a 7-3 lead. At halftime, Michigan decides to change goalies. A minute and a half into the third quarter, Michigan's Trevor Yaley fires a worm burner for their only goal of the third quarter. As the third quarter wears on, Oregon has several scoring opportunities but can't find the back of the net. Deep hole Mike Girard launches a fast break, hitting Schlesinger in full stride, and the Ducks take an 8-4 lead with 3:39 to go in the third quarter. Early in the fourth quarter, Michigan still trails 8-4 as Alex Vasilev goes headhunting against Silverstein. The Ducks, however, are unable to convert the following man up. combination of ground balls and face-off wins by Michigan in the fourth quarter puts Oregon on the defense, and the momentum shifts to Michigan's side. Spencer Robertson makes an incredible run through the Michigan defense, but an Oregon timeout called just before the goal negates that effort. With 5:16 remaining in the game, Michigan scores to cut the Oregon lead down to 2 goals. Chad Carroll ties the game at 8-all at the 2:41 mark, and we're headed for overtime. In the first overtime, Oregon's defense holds, and Oregon then calls timeout with 1:11 remaining to set up their offense. Goalie Andrew Fowler makes his 8th save of the second half, and the score remains 8-all at the end of the first overtime. A minute into the second overtime, Chad Carroll ends Oregon's upset hopes with a shot into the top corner of the net.